This update, guys, took a lot of time because we planned the new game mode. I'm not sure, Nevaeh, if you can give a better explanation about the game mode.
Neville, Mrs. Heaven.
It's like a roguelike, and every run's supposed to be different.
You're supposed to like hype it up. You did just gave me like a 20-second description. What the fuck?
What a developer, am I right, chat? Anyways, yo, what's up? It's Jeremy Crispy Connor Bottom here, back at it again with another video on guess who? Let's go to Brandon! Yeah, the creator of Anime Last Stand. Yeah, the guy who's buying every TD game and killing it to existence. Yeah. No. Today I'm going to be explaining to you how this below 64 IQ Asian man named Brandon Ha, the owner of Boss Studios, who's crumbling to the ground right now. I'm gonna explain to you why his games are doing very fucking bad. So let's get this started. Fact one: this guy cannot take criticism. This guy's a softie, and he just doesn't know how to listen to his community. One obvious factor of this is every update, probably before the Johnny Godly update and probably after, was copy and pasted slop. The game was in a good trajectory for a while after the Gogeta Blue Dragon Ball update, and then it went to spiral down. Brandon has this, I don't know what goes on through his head. He has this thing where he has a copy and paste event from updates ago, changes like one thing about it, adds like these little missions or whatever the fuck, and it's so garbage and buggy as shit. By the way, just so you know, the time where ALS was peaked at like what 80K, I'm pretty sure it hit 100K one of these like one time. The time it peaked 80K players was when the game was actually bi-weekly and the updates weren't fucking slop. But now the updates have been getting really fucking slop because it's like you update weekly with sometimes terrible models, barely any content, same shit over and over again, and it's disgraceful. The second reason why it's doing bad is because this guy has a whole suggestions channel on the server, right? This guy claims, oh, all you guys do is complain, da da da, yeah, yeah. His devs, his moderators are even saying this in the fucking chat, bro. Like, complain. All y'all do is complain, and nothing's ever good enough for you. The people in the suggestions chat, like, practically begged for him to go back to bi-weekly. They asked for reworks. They asked for all this other shit. They give him ideas. There's something that the channel's for, and he just ignores it completely. Like, how are you going to continue to push out garbage, see the negative reviews, and not think, let me check the suggestions onto what people want? He only really cares if his player count's like, back then, he only really cared if his player count was spiraling. Like, I think it was a couple months ago, they finally, like, nerfed Giorno, but it was like it was like a gut nerf, not even just a regular nerf, and people were like, stopped. Oh, I think he lost over 22,000 players. They stopped playing the game, and he had to revert the fucking nerf, and only a slight few came back, and it was actually ridiculous. But yeah, it's like you can't expect your game to just keep on thriving if you keep pushing out slop and not listening to the people in your community who are trying to play your game actively. Another thing that I want to talk about is that Brandon simply just whoever let it go past the drawing board that they want to make the resources in this game completely unobtainable. I mean, like almost unobtainable. Because if you're not fucking paying money to the show, I know, right? Anime Last Stand paying money for one of the most free to play games of all time, right? This guy decided, you know what? For this Johnny JoJo update, let's make every character cost over 30 something mythic shards, 25 to be exact. Which mythic shards, if you played Anime Last Stand, you know that game isn't. It's not easy to get those type of currency in the game, you know. So you could have like 300 mythic shards during that update, and you'll be left at like 102, based on the amount of shit you had to deal with there. It's fucking ridiculous. By the way, let me touch on this. This guy has bought maybe a total of 4 or 5 games within the past year. He's collecting these fucking games like Infinity Stones, right? I don't know why. I don't know why. He collects the games like Anime Saga he's bought, Anime Rangers X, and he does the same shit with Anime Last Stand. He gives them weekly updates and just fucking straight kills the game. Anime Saga, Dead on the Ground. Moz King was, I guess, the pioneer for that game, if I remember correctly. Brandon bought it and drilled it straight to the fucking ground. Terrible models, barely loaded in assets. Also, with Anime Rangers X, this guy was just like, you know what? Weekly fucking slop. Like, the solo leveling update was literally like a, fuck, I need my players back button. And just pushed out one unit, a map, a fucking raid, and an evo for like two of the units, maybe three. It was fucking ridiculous. And you see it at peak like 50k players, and you're like, oh, well, he's peak 50k players. Like, how's a slop? How's a slop? Because people are half of his players are oblivious and brainwashed monkeys that don't understand that this guy pushes out the same shit and mediocre shit every single fucking week, and you guys are too blind to it. It's like, it's right there in front of your fucking face. How do you not see it, bro? Like, as you see in the fucking first clip. I said that was a little joke, I'm not gonna lie, but like, this guy just, he doesn't give a fuck, bro. He only cares when his players start to decline. Even still, his players are declining now. He fired Ratio Dev, or he let go of Ratio Dev. Ratio Dev's another person, bro. That guy puts no fucking effort in the game. Everyone on that team is a fucking fraud. Just actually abysmal at what they do. Not even the Caleb guy, who's the new dev, could save it. They actually updated today. They added the little Naruto update, right? Peaked at like 17.5 17.5k players. And now if you look at it, it's currently struck down to maybe 10k in a couple hours. Yeah. Just think about that for a sec. You know, you think the game's gonna come back, and then people realize this shit's garbage, and straight down back to 10k, which is very abysmal because earlier today, before the game updated, it was at like 5.6k. You see how do you might want to wonder why? How do you make a game with that used to be with over 70,000 players on a consistent weekly basis, right? How do you make that just go straight tanking the fuck down? It doesn't occur to this guy that he needs to think about his community, not just about, oh, I'm just gonna push this out because we want to be consistent and try to keep up with other games. You're not keeping up with Anime Vanguards or practically ASTDX. They have more players than you, and they're dying. I'm like, they're dying surprisingly quick. It's fucking ridiculous. Another thing I want to talk about, probably the final thing of this video, if I'm being honest, because he's just digging himself a bigger grave, bro. This guy is the most sensitive and fragile ego motherfucker on the planet. Like in the space, in the anime tower defense space, this guy is the most sensitive motherfucker. If you guys know who Perry is, he made a video a couple of days ago, basically joking about the fact that how Brandon is the one who snitched and reported Anime Vanguards for the DMCA takedowns they were dealing with. And this guy went nuclear in his comment section, saying, "I can't believe I'm sick, and I can't believe I have to get up and type this. I have stage 4 leukemia, guys. I'm fucking sick. I can't believe I have to say this, but I'm not responsible for the DMCA things. I'm doing the same thing as every other game, replacing X and Y if my things get struck down." Like, bro, take a fucking joke once in a while. This is the same shit with Paisa. Paisa poked like a tiny ass fucking joke, copying the fact that you copied the same Berserk thumbnail for 3 of your fucking games, and he just went out and just brought up the fucking minor allegations over the making fun of a thumbnail, bro. That was your fault. It was your fucking fault. How are you gonna get mad at them for poking fun at you? And then how old is he? Well, he's about to be like 22. Maybe his 20s, getting angry over a fucking thumbnail joke, and decides, you know what? Let me be an immature motherfucker and just bring out all these allegations. Diddy Vanguards, you guys are pedophiles. I mean, they may be true, but still, bro, you don't have to bring that shit that was like months ago that I'm pretty sure it got proven false anyways. You don't gotta bring that shit up. But yeah, Brandon's killing his game. It's just not looking good for him, honestly. The only thing he has to rely left is ARX, and that's about it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.